if you're already familiar with the melody, if you already know the melody, and if you stop and look at the grammar in the words, in the lyrics, you might find that you have learned some English grammar. So here's my idea. I was going to search through English songs looking for examples of verbs followed by gerunds and verbs followed by infinitive. But that's a lot of songs and a lot of lyrics, right?
Yes.
And so I thought, oh my God, you know what's better? Is to ask the students to think about the songs in English that you already know and like. Songs you already know and like. And review the lyrics and see if you can find a lyric, especially a lyric in the chorus. A song usually has a verse and a chorus, and a verse and a chorus.
Or is this chorus?
In the chorus of a song, there's something that repeats, and there's usually a lot of rhyming, and there's a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling. So I'm going to ask you to look in the chorus. There's usually something called a hook. A hook is a part of the song that pulls you into the song. It's the part that gets into your ear and into your brain, and you can't stop singing it. It goes on autopilot and it keeps playing again and again, and you don't even realize it, but oh my God, you're singing that part of the song. You're singing the hook. Usually it's the hook of the song. So I'm going to ask you to think about English songs that you really love and to start listening and paying attention for gerunds and infinitives in the chorus, and specifically in the hook of the chorus. It will be in the main melody line. The main melody line, you will hear it.
We know.
You know it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So in the chorus, what was the chorus? You just heard it. You told me you know the
You
song.
wouldn't.
Don't you know somebody for love?
Yeah,
You
so the
better
chorus
find
has a
somebody.
negative question. Don't you want somebody to love? And they've moved the direct object into the middle of the expression. But the real question is, do you want to love someone? It's want to, need to. They're showing you want and need with infinitive. Want and need followed by infinitive. And it's in the chorus of the song, it's the hook of the song, right? So if you're already familiar, if you already know the melody, some of you know it, you knew as soon as you heard it, you recognized the melody, and you already know that grammar. You know with want and need, there's going to be a to. You need to have a to before the next verbal. Okay.
Want to, it's infinitive.
It's what?
Want to, it is infinitive.
Want to love. Need to love. To love, to need.
Ah, okay, so the verb with to, no, not verb. Yes, you should see. Noun with to is infinitive, right?
No.
So, okay, I'm going to go back here. So there's some verbs that will be followed by infinitive. So, okay, so on Thursday, so a gerund is the base form plus ing, and infinitive. Who remembers what infinitive is?
2 plus base form.
2 plus base form of the verb. Okay, so if I talk about study, what is a gerund for study? How do I spell that?
S-T-U-D.
G-U-D-Y.
S-T-U.
I. I.
Y or I?
I. Not Y.
Okay, what's the base form of study?
Why?
Base form of study is study. Base form of study is study plus ing. Oh, that's how we spell studying. Okay, what's the infinitive of study? To study. So in chapter 14 and chapter 15, we're going to learn that some verbs are followed by gerunds, and some verbs are followed by infinitives. Okay? And our job is to memorize which verbs will take a gerund and which verbs will take an infinitive. And the bad news is that the number of verbs on this list and the number of verbs on this list is very long. There's also a third group that can take either a gerund or an infinitive. It's a very small list. But the list of verbs that take gerunds is very long. List of verbs that take infinitives is very long. And we have to memorize which verbs will take a gerund and which verbs will take an infinitive. And the reason I showed you that example of that song, The Doors, Somebody to Love, it doesn't follow another pattern that we're going to learn. It's kind of a different use of a pattern. But it is using two infinitives. Okay, so what were the two verbs in the song that you just heard in the chorus, in the hook?
To love.
To need to.
Let's sing the song. Don't you
Need
Somebody to love.
don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Want somebody to love? Need somebody to love? What do you want to do? What do you need to do?
Love somebody.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so after the verb want and after the verb need, the next verb form will be an infinitive. Okay, if it's not a noun or a pronoun, the next verb form will be infinitive. To plus the base form. Want and need. Are those important verbs, want and need?
Yeah.
Do we use them often? Want to, need to. Okay? Don't forget your to. Okay? And after infinitive, can I do this? Can you say I want to learning more English?
I want to learn, just to
Is this
learn.
okay? ING after? No. No, this is bad. Okay, so after the to, there's no ing except in a few expressions. I am accustomed to living in Los Angeles. That's not an infinitive to, that's a preposition to. But I don't want to confuse you right now. Most of the time, the to is followed by the base form. No s, no ed, no ing. Okay? When this is infinitive to, infinitive to. We also have preposition to, which is a different job, but after infinitive to, base form. All right. So my idea is to ask you to start listening to English songs.
It's too hard to understand.
Really?
Yeah, for me, I can't understand words.
Okay, Alex cannot understand some of the words to the songs, and Alex, you're not alone. There are many people who cannot.
Actually, if you listen to the music in your own language, you can understand it whenever they speak strange or some stupid things.
Okay, so to show you the words to the song, I went to YouTube and I just typed the title of the song. I said with lyrics, and then you can find lyrics that way. There are other lyric websites outside of YouTube. If you're looking for the words to the song or the chords, you can find chords and lyrics usually together. But there are some websites that give you only the words. Only the words. And you can see all of them printed out. And so if there is a song in English that you like, you should find the words, look up the words and see, are there any examples of gerunds and infinitives? Gerunds and infinitives as the second verb, right? So want someone to love, need someone to love, actually somebody, which is interesting to me. They didn't say someone, they said somebody. Why did they say somebody and not someone?
It's not the same meaning. Somebody's.
There's a little difference.
They need the body of the song.
Exactly. Someone is like doesn't matter who, and somebody matters who.
It's usually a little bit the opposite.
Oh.
If someone matters to you, Gohar, what does that mean? This person matters to you. Can you explain?
Yeah.
What is that?
He is important to me.
He's important, she's important to me. Then that you must know that person. You must know that person well. That person might even be in the same room with you. Okay, so we use the one form, someone, anyone, no one. What's the other one? Some, any, no, and every. One. That we use the one pronoun instead of the body when the person or the people is somebody we know. So usually you need to buy a birthday card, a greeting card for someone. You go to CVS and there's a birthday card and it says for someone special, for someone I love. So I actually studied this for my master's thesis, the difference between body and one. And the body, I looked at data, I looked at real data, like transcripts of people speaking, and I analyzed when do people use buddy and when do they use the one. And I learned that people use the one in a context when the person is close emotionally or physically, geographically, physically close. So emotional or physical nearness. And we use the buddy more often. It's not like 100% hard and fast rule, but we use the body usually when we don't know the person, for strangers or for more negative contexts.
For example,
That's just what I
what's the
thought.
negative context?
Like, oh my God, there was an accident on Fulton. Oh, I think somebody got hurt. Accident, negative, hurt, negative, and it was, I don't know who that person is, stranger. Somebody got killed. It means I probably don't know who the victim was. And it's a negative event.
And in this song, is it a negative event?
No, it's not negative. It's,
He's just seeking.
but the somebody, I want somebody to love, I need somebody to love. I think there are a couple of reasons. Now that you know how we use those,
So-
usually, this is like not 100%, it's a generality, okay? It's most of the time. Why? Why would they choose somebody?
It's not important who I want to love
Is
anybody.
it just a sexual thing?
It's funny.
He said it can be. It can be.
Unknown somebody.
It means I don't know that person yet, right? There's a stranger out there somewhere that I want to know, but I don't know who it is. So maybe the person is unknown to me. Could be that reason. I think there's
If it's the Doors who's singing,
Jim Morrison
Jim Morrison.
was singing. I don't know if he wrote the lyrics, maybe he did. But he was alive in the time of the late 60s, which was a time of
Hippies.
hippie free love. I won't elaborate on that. But I think there's another reason. I think, Stepan, do you think he's,
Yeah, I think it's the strong beat.
there's a rhythmic,
Yeah,
there's a
rhythmic.
rhythmic reason. So there's too much time without a vocal, and the person writing the lyrics feels there needs to be another beat.
Beat, yeah.
It's a musical reason. So there were two choices.
And in the word somebody, we feel this beat.
There's a
And
syncopation more.
Yeah, and if it will be someone has not
It
accent
falls. It
on
just
this.
falls flat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's as I listen to it. So it's more powerful with a double beat right there instead of just a na. It goes up and then it falls without. If you use the someone, it just kind of falls. But if some, it's stronger with the double, the two syllables instead of the one.
It's like accent.
It's an accent. It's a rhythmic accent. So it was an artistic musical choice, not a lexical choice. It wasn't semantic. It was rhythmic. I think that was my first thing. But it also works semantically. A stranger I don't know yet. But it does sound like somebody, it doesn't sound like they're going to have a very intimate connection. There's still a distance there. So I wonder when there is this connection, is it going to be a real connection? Is it going to be a deep connection?
It was always temporary connection.
Or is it
At
going to be
that
more
time.
temporary, more ephemeral? I don't know. Okay, so, can you do it?
Yes, okay.
Yes,
You have to
can.
find a song.
A song that you like, that you already know, whose melody you already know.
But where we can find also gerund, because I know music where there is no gerund.
Many songs will not have this verb gerund, verb infinitive. You're just looking for verb gerund, verb infinitive, but there are other patterns. There might be verb preposition gerund. There may be verb adjective infinitive. You might see that too. Yeah. So I'm doing an experiment, and I don't know what melodies you already know. Only you know which melodies you know already.
And how many gerund or infinitive does it matter?
It
can be
It would be
just
nice
one?
if you could find one for each, one gerund and one infinitive. What's the difference between?
I love it. Now.
What's the difference between my daughter? My daughter uses her father's car, or my daughter is using her father's car?
First it means periodically.
Exact moment.
Second,
Okay, first one again. My daughter uses
All the
her
time.
father's car. When?
periodically.
Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes.
Normally, generally, all the time. My daughter is using her father's car. When?
Right now.
Is it just a temporary situation?
Yes, it can.
It
Yes.
sounds temporary. It sounds temporary. Okay, so it sounds like just at this moment. At this moment. So I'm loving it means as I am eating the food, as I'm experiencing it.
Why cannot say? They cannot say I'm enjoying.
They could,
I'm enjoying it. I'm
but it's
loving
they're going higher than enjoy. They're trying to communicate.
it. I'm loving
Yeah. In number 1, do you see an infinitive?
Yes. Play.
it. I like to play.
Play.
Okay, so here's an infinitive. The infinitive is coming after another verb. Which verb comes before the infinitive?
Like.
Like. Okay, like is very special. It's in a special group of verbs. After like, you can have infinitive or gerund with no difference in the meaning. You have a choice, okay? So like is your friend. You cannot make a mistake. You cannot make a mistake, infinitive gerund with like, because they're both correct. Okay? Like is your friend. In number 2, do you see an infinitive?
Playing.
No, there is a
No.
gerund.
There's no
Gerund.
infinitive, but instead there is a gerund. Here's the gerund. Are you sure this is a gerund and not a progressive verb?
No, it's a gerund because it's coming after preposition.
She knows everything.
No B.
Yeah, like she.
Okay. So what is the main verb? Let's go back. What is the main verb?
No. No.
No, that's not.
We have a subject. Okay, and we have a verb. What verb tense is this?
Present
Simple
simple.
present. Very good. Simple present, present simple.
It doesn't make.
It doesn't matter what you call it. Okay, this is our main verb. This is the verb. Okay? This is not part of the verb. Not part of the verb. I don't know much about
Computer, it can.
Something.
About
Something,
playing
yeah.
something. Something.
If
I don't know
can,
much about something. And so
About
about
doing something.
is about,
Preposition.
it's a preposition. It's a preposition. Prepositions sometimes are in something called prepositional phrases. So a prepositional phrase,
But it's not a prepositional phrase here.
it's not, but it's connected to, it's related to. Because just like in a prepositional phrase, what does every prepositional phrase have? It always has a minimum of two things.
Parts.
Preposition,
A preposition and
a word.
No.
Or
a noun. Very good, Alex. I think you know everything.
I just guess. It's not.
You just guessed?
Yeah.
It was a good guess. Very good guess.
So any object of preposition can be a prepositional phrase.
A kind of, yeah. Preposition, and somewhere there will be a noun. Sometimes there's an article before that noun. Where are you going? I'm going to
The
the
store.
store. To the store, prepositional phrase. Where is she going? She's going to
School.
her job. You can put an article in front of that noun, or a possessive adjective, or this, that, or this or that, relative pronoun. She's going to talk to that guy. To that guy. Talk to. Okay. So prepositional phrase always has a preposition plus a noun. On Thursday, we talked about gerunds, and we said that a gerund looks like a verb, but it acts like a noun. So right here, about playing is a gerund, and it's an object. It's an object of the preposition. Okay? Playing what? Playing golf. Golf is inside, actually, of the preposition of the gerund phrase. Sometimes there's a gerund with another word after it. Studying English. Studying English is fun. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Don't you think?
But studying English here is a subject.
Studying English could be a subject, just like in number 3. Playing tennis takes a lot of skill. What takes a lot of skill?
Play. Yeah, just play.
Playing tennis. Playing tennis takes. Okay, so playing tennis is actually the subject, but the gerund is the root of that phrase.
And what's the relation between playing and tennis?
They
Playing
are functioning together as a phrase, so they're a team. They're teaming up to be a phrase.
both of them are nouns, subjects, or
They are nouns, and they're both working together to form a phrase. The phrase can include even more things. You could say, playing tennis on a clay court at the British Open against some famous tennis player is very challenging. Playing tennis, that whole thing was a gerund phrase.
But I can use gerund only, gerund as a subject.
Yes.
Studying is
Be a subject all by itself, or it can invite some more friends with it to make a bigger, longer phrase. But if the first word of that phrase is a gerund, sometimes there could be an article in front of the gerund. The playing of tennis in these conditions, is challenging. You might have a little article in front of the gerund, but if the gerund is the first big word, the whole thing is a gerund phrase. And the verb that after that, the main verb is singular, and it's going to agree with that first gerund. Okay, so here it's a gerund phrase. It's 2 words, but the important word here is playing. That's the important word. Why do I know that's important? Because there are 2 nouns, but it's not a double subject. If it were a double subject, I would have take, right? I don't have take. I have take, because is agreeing with the gerund.